Stellar Blade director says there's no justification for banning adult mods. So there has been this debate over like, should Stellar Blade allow a nudity suit? You know, like looking like she's wearing nothing. The director of the game says that there's no reason you should ban such mods. And I'll get into why. According to the Shift Up CEO, so that's like the president of the company, I believe, there's no justification for moderating a game that isn't intended for minors. So this game was most definitely intended for adults, which if you have played it or seen it, the character's very jiggly and bouncy. Yes, I would say it's for adults. Stellar Blade is rated as unsuitable for minors, so I don't think there's any justification for regulating such mods, and realistically, there's no proper way to regulate them. As you know, there probably aren't any cases where mods are completely controlled by developers. Yes, you can always find outside mods. You can find them somewhere, but people like a centralized, trusted source. And in these centralized, trusted sources, they moderate it heavily, usually with political agendas at that. What I'm worried about is rather having too many people make skins and sell them at high prices. Yeah. I mean, a small concern, but yeah, I can see it. It is the user's freedom. I think it's entirely up to the user to choose how to enjoy the game once they own it. I agree. Unless you want to get too fucking weird, then I don't agree. So I have no intention of sanctioning such matters. However, since you are all mature members of society, yeah, okay. I believe you will act within the bounds of common sense and be careful of antisocial or sensitive matters. No, you won't. I know you freaks. You won't.
No.
You would be making monstrosities and abominations of this. But what you do is on you. I mean, you know, have fun, break a leg, whatever. not your third leg, middle leg. But okay, whatever. While Stellar Blade director hopes to see gameplay mods, so far modders are mostly focusing on creating risque skins. Surprise! Over on the Nexus forums, which you know they were recently bought out by someone, the top trending mods are all centered around removing Eve's clothing. It's either that or altering her body proportions, as in. Yeah, it's so suggestive I can't even show you an uncensored picture of the forum's homepage.
Oh, God.
Speaking of Eve skins, Kim Hyung Tae, I'm not sure how to say that, also shared comments on modders trying to make new clothing for the protagonist. The Stellar Blade director thinks official skins in the game are much better. The firepower of the modders is still weak, a bit lacking. Up until now, I think the official content is better. That's like shots fired. I mean, it sounds to me like he wants the modders to be like, oh, we're going to step it up in a big way. Sounds like he's prodding them to really get at it, doesn't it? He wants them. He wants them to just go nuts on and be like, "Ah, look what we did is glorious."
Yeah, he's wanting them to go hog wild with it. That's what I think.
But you know, the physics, the jiggle physics, they did good. They did real good. But I would argue that most real women do not jiggle quite in that way.
No.
I mean, in a way, it's creating a hypersexuality. It's kind of like when they say, you know, watching too much adult content online changes your brain to where basically you can't appreciate real women anymore. I believe this could have a similar effect when you have too many jiggle physics doing things that natural women don't do or ways they don't move. I believe, you know, kind of like the whole tentacle thing where they like, we're going to cover it with tentacles. So it's censored. And they're like, oh, we're starting to like the tentacles. I believe it could have that kind of effect.
Yeah. Roadkill has a question for you, Noise.
So, Kitty, Moria, okay, Kitty. I agree. Noise pollution is a bad way to condition the brain. A lot of people will not agree with me, but that's because they love it so much. So I don't know if you would call that cognitive dissonance or just bias, but yeah, if you think about it from a psychological standpoint, yeah,